Hi everyone, Air here. Here is another book review for the series to be able to learn more about thinking like a millionaire or reading like a millionaire. This is one of my rebranding strategies for 2025 is to read at least 100 books and be able to have cliff notes, give my opinion, and also, more importantly, share what I learned and what's the highlight of the book. Every single one of these books is either written by a millionaire, somebody that's an entrepreneur, somebody in leadership to get you the right mindset, to get me the right mindset, and to carry us into 2025 with different ideas, creative thinking, and of course, money. So I am on Fabulous but Broke. This is not a book that I actually chose. It was a book that was kind of like, here, I want you to read this, review it, let me know what you think. And here I am to give my honest thoughts and opinion. It's not what I thought it was going to be. The author is actually Miss Melissa Browne. And I love the tagline though, because it actually says, "Is it time to start financially adulting?" And I'm someone that always feels like I'm asking myself that question of, okay, I'm an adult. What does an adult do? How does an adult think? My dream girl, my it girl, becoming her, my magnetic black cat. You know it if you've been on my channel for a moment or if you've been listening to the podcast. So here's my thoughts of this book. Fabulous but Broke. It's actually not a traditional business book, which was fun because it was a very welcoming, kind of witty, even cheeky tone to it versus all the other books I've been reading have been very strategic, analytical, to the point. Here's how to make money. Here's how to think about money, business, etc. This was kind of a more welcoming approach to money and business. And it essentially was like into various fairy tales that I know from childhood, and she kind of classified each of these as a money personality. So just opening up the book, I recognized a few of them, including my absolute favorite book of all time, Alice in Wonderland, but also The Princess and the Pea, Peter Pan was in here, The Woman with All the Shoes, that fairy tale. And it goes into little bitty pages that start out each of these fairy tales that has what the fairy tale was, the characters, the money message, the money fantasy, the money fears, and the dreams of. Which I thought that was very clever because if you don't even want to read the book like I did, and just to give you a reference because I do this every time, this book has a total of 160 pages. So this book took maybe 2 hours total for me to read. Normally, I read about 100 pages in 35 minutes, but I put this down to be able to spend some time with holidays, with people down here in Australia, which is where I'm at currently. But you can read this book just for like one story. And if you want to like pick it up and be like, hey, that's my money fear, and read the fairy tale, like that's enough. Because what she did was actually create a story and then an ending and then an alternative ending for each of them. So it's kind of if you're on the wrong path, this is the direction you could take. This is what life could be like for you. But I feel like what she was really trying to accomplish was destroying some of these limiting beliefs and fears that we have about our money message in order to help us unlock, a higher truth or a new path for ourselves. That way we don't end up in complete devastation. So each of these was unique in a different way. There was only 2 stories that I could begin to relate to, and no, it wasn't Alice in Wonderland. So I was a little bit like, oh, but it is what it is. But I was able to relate to 2 different stories very well, but there's several. She even references Dolly Parton here at some point. So it was very much a book that If you wanted to take pages and maybe send them to a friend, that could actually be a more valuable way to read the book versus reading the entire thing, because most of it may not actually relate to you. My only alternative ending for, tongue-in-cheek here is if you are a leader and you are leading people in their financial journey, then it might be worthwhile to read all of them just to be able to be like, hey, you fit this narrative, and to be able to send that to them personally. So that is my entire thought process of this. And then, of course, for the lovely people that want to check it out, I'm going to put it on my Amazon and my associates page. That way you can go ahead and get your copy just like the other ones. Okay, that's all. That's all I brought.